Hey guys, welcome to Volatile Upgrade, playing AM2R, Return of Samus, Part 2. Toby Stream says, "Sup dudes, hurry, my popcorn is getting cold." Uh-oh, we can't have that now, can we? Alright, well, bearing that in mind, let's get started. Alright, so last time, we actually made quite a bit of progress. We managed to get the space jump after a horrible boss fight. It wasn't a horrible boss fight, but for me it took just forever. Scary Nightmare says, "Hello! Hello, Mr. Scary Nightmare." Or Miss. I don't actually know, but welcome to the stream. My buddy Adam should be coming any moment now. Oh hey, the Metroid. Well, that's one way to start out a stream. Bumping into a surprise Metroid. But yeah, Adam should be coming here in a moment. He just woke up from a nap. Well, he was supposed to have woken up, but let's see if he actually is awake here in a minute. Oh, that's gonna be a Shine Spark ability. Oh boy. Does that mean we're getting the Shine Spark soon? Well, hello. What are you? Trouble. That's what you are. Trouble. Ah, jeez, dude. This thing does some serious damage. Okay, seriously, where's Adam? Adam, are you coming? He responded. I think he's coming. Alright. I never really finished saying where we left off. Last stream, we made quite a bit of progress. We got 4 E-tanks and a bunch of missile upgrades, beat up a bunch of Metroids, got a bunch of upgrades, and I'm not quite sure where we're going next, but wherever it is, I need the Shine Spark for it. Ooh, and I had this crazy missile get. I got this crazy missile that, you know, would have required the space jump, but I managed to like break the game and do a bunch of crazy wall jumps in order to get it. I was very proud of that. That'll be going in the highlights if we ever get a chance to work on those. Okay, well, it looks like I can't really go anywhere. Can't really go anywhere down here because everywhere requires the Shine Spark ability. So I guess we'll keep going this way. What have we got down here? Jeez. Also, there's some abilities that I've missed somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where, but before we did the last boss fight that we did, we should have gotten the Spazer Beam. I was not aware of this, so we don't have the Spazer Beam yet. I'm not sure where it is, but hopefully we'll find that in this stream. Oh boy. Honestly, the Spazer Beam would really come in handy right now. Ouch. Oh, whatever. I can just avoid these things with my handy space jump. What have we got here? Okay, that's where the Spazer Beam is. Alright, cool. Well, we're already off to a good start. I guess I was supposed to have gotten that before the boss fight. How very interesting. Ah, that feels so good though. Okay, I might go get at him. It's evident that he went back to sleep. Alright, hang on just a second. I gotta go wake up my co-host. Again. He said he got stuck in his blankets. I don't know how much I believe that. But no matter, he's on his way. Adam is coming, my friends. I will now have my co-host again. Woohoo! Sounds like you just fell back asleep again to me. It sounds like you just fell asleep again to me. Alright, he's coming, guys. Ooh, an E-tank. And... right. Okay. There we go. That's handy. And another missile! Okay, great. Adam, we found the spacer beam. Yes. It was right after where the boss was. I could have gotten to it, but it would have been tricky. And honestly, I had no idea it was there, so... well, no, but... having it would have certainly helped. But that's alright. We made it through. Ouch. But now we've basically tripled our damage output. And we are good to go. So let's see what other horrors await us. Oh hey, speaking of that. Oh, jeez. Wow. Okay. Jeez, dude. This is nuts. A little bit. Uh-oh. Ah, nuts, I died. Jeez. That was crazy. Alright, well, looks like I gotta get that E-tank again. That was mean. Okay. Guys, my co-host is here. Hooray! Oops. Woo! Dude, we missed you. How have you been? And you look awake and raring to go.
Yeah, don't I just?
Oh my goodness. Alright, well, I don't think you've missed too much in the stream yet. I went into the one of the areas after the boss fight, and determined that I need the. Excuse me. I determined that I will need the Shine Spark in order to get through those areas. So now I'm clearing out what I can and heading back. Hopefully we will find the Shine Spark at some point in the near future. But yeah, we're just back to exploring now. We don't really know where we're going, and we don't really know what we need to do. We just know that we gotta keep going.
Did you explain about the boss at the end of last week?
I did not. Why don't you give our audience a little rundown on that little fun time?
So we definitely took on that last boss way too soon. So you're supposed to have the Spazer Beam before you take him on. That was issue 1. And along with it, several more missile tanks.
Oh yeah, definitely that part.
Yeah. And probably an E-tank or two more. And the crowning achievement was that during his fast walk attack, you could go into ball form and just roll underneath him.
Yep, that was the part that was crucial to that boss fight that I had no idea.
Yep.
So, it wasn't necessarily that we took on the boss way too early.
We did take on the boss early, and then we compounded it with not knowing the proper technique.
Yeah. So we just basically brute forced it. Okay. But now we have the Spazer Beam. We took out 2 more Metroids of the Gamma variety. We have the Space Jump. There's likely some more places that we can explore now. Probably. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna go explore. Oops. While getting my butt kicked. Was this an area that I could explore? No.
I believe there's Shine Spark on the floor there.
Oh, you're probably right. No, there's Super Missile.
Sorry. Something. I knew there was something on the floor you couldn't destroy.
I don't know if I want to destroy these things. What did that benefit me?
I don't know.
Alright, looks like I can't break through this without the Shine Spark either.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if this does anything for us. Nope. Okay.
Nothing doing, apparently.
Okay. Yep. Exploring time. Time to figure out where we need to go next. There we go. This is probably Shine Spark. Or just not accessible. Okay, that works too. Well, at least there's a save point. So now, let's, guess we could head up back to the surface, but I'm sure there's something down here that we can get now. Although I'm not 100% positive. This lava's kind of telling me that there's not much left to do in this area until we find the Metroids. Now let's try going left, although that apparently didn't work very well for us last time. And that would be why. Alright, so now where to? So those two areas down there in the green, I need the Shine Spark to get further. That area to the right there, in the kind of cyan, that also required the Shine Spark. Toby asks, how's the wedding planning going? Well, it's a little stressful to be honest with you, but, you know, it'll be worth it. I'm taking a break from that today. But we've been doing pretty well with it. We've been pretty vigilant about doing it, and we're making some good progress.
Another month or two before we need to start getting really worried.
Yeah, like right now I'm looking for reception halls, and that's starting to stress me out a little bit, but we'll find something. Okay, so how do I get to this area?
I don't know. We had that question last time.
We did. Seems to be the only other place we might be able to get to, though.
Ceiling in there? Or in here, for that matter?
No, I don't think so. Not in this area. I wish I had the power bomb. What? Huh.
That was strange.
Indeed. Alright, well, I guess there's nothing up there that we can get right now, at the very least.
In the top there. Yeah, in there somewhere.
Well, we'd already gotten a missile upgrade here.
Oh, there's no, like, way to continue further?
No.
Like, all the way to the right there?
Charging sounds and charging stations are so 90s. The sound effects for this game? Yeah, and I love it. I have to say, like, the developers of this remake did a really good job being faithful to the original 2D Metroids, while also making it, or updating it for, you know, nowadays, I guess, the current hardware and stuff. It's a really good remake.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's more, I think, designed for replicating that era than it is about.
We'd already been in here.
Time to use the side. Or just space jump, because now you don't care about platforms.
Yeah, who cares about platforms now? Like,
I can fly!
you can fly, you can fly, you can fly. Think of the happiest things. Alright, that's it. That's all you got.
All we remember off the top of our heads.
Yeah. Doesn't help that I haven't seen Peter Pan in, like, years.
Decade and a half?
Probably more than that, honestly.
We're looking at a decade and a half ballpark for me, so.
Let's try going up to the that Azure spot in the middle there.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't think that's something
That
that
area
we
can at least be space jumped through now.
Yeah. I think that it was probably a spot with power bomb doors. But honestly, like, I don't know where else to look right now. We've already been in there. Really?
Really?
Okay. I think we're going the right way. Oh man, this phaser beam does so much more damage than the regular arm cannon. A definite upgrade.
Always good to know.
Am I on the right track? Yes, I am. Great. Oy. Okay. Yeah, that's power bombs. And I do not have power bombs.
Yeah, we've already been up here.
That was a missile upgrade if I remember correctly. Where else?
Up and straight through ahead, that whole inner area of the blue thing.
Yeah, let's at least uncover that.
Yeah, just for my OCD's sake.
Yeah. And then we'll probably head up to the surface, see if there's anything up there. There might be. There might just be. I don't rightly remember. Alright guys, I've got everything I need. You can just back off.
You ever have one of those moments when you realize that you're like giving in to your OCD
Yeah.
and you should probably stop?
Yeah, we've hit that point for this map.
Oh yeah, no, I mean like not just this map. Like I get them in real life quite often.
Oh,
Like
example. Example.
So like the classic one would be so like this is weird, but like
Yeah, there's nothing there.
when you say adjust the volume in the car, it has a number, right, that goes with it.
Yeah.
Digital display.
Well,
And
mine
it-
doesn't, but yes, continue.
The one like the mine does, the family car when we were growing up does. Like a lot of cars that I drive in or rode in, I should say, when I was younger, had this. And like if I'm in the car by myself, I will always keep the volume even, like that number.
Oh, okay.
I'll always keep it even, and not even just even, but like I don't know, certain even numbers I like better.
Okay.
Like that sounds really weird, but
It does a little bit.
for example, like I would prefer it to be 32 or 36, but not 34.
Interesting.
Because, and if you realize it's because 32 and 36 are divisible in more than just 2.
Okay.
And so I like those numbers better. Like, as weird as that sounds, I just like those numbers better.
It is a little bit weird, but that's
Now,
alright.
It's fine. Now, the moment I realized I was losing to it was I was in the car, like, I was in the car, like sitting in the front seat, or I'm in the car doing something, and someone changes the volume because they're trying to like hear it better, and then I go and I adjust it up or down a little bit so it's an even number. It's a number I like better. And I've done that, and I do it like out of habit, like sheer force of habit. Like I do it, I'm just like, oh dear, the OCD's winning.
You know your OCD is bad when.
It does it, like, and that's the thing too, like in like EU4, like when I'm like creating armies, like during peacetime, even during wartime, I will go out of my way to make sure that they are always like even numbered armies. Like troops are always raised in patterns of 2, preferably patterns of 8 or 16. Like literally, like obviously the numbers go through uneven spots when they aren't filled up. I can't do anything about that, so. But like, everything has to have a pattern. But no.
Oh, here we go.
I do have that OCD, and it's a thing. But that's when I really know that it's getting to me, is when I'm like in a car and people are just adjusting the volume and I'm fiddling with it, not because like taking it away from the perfect volume setting, because the arbitrary number on the screen is not one that I like. That's how you know the OCD's winning.
Oh.
So.
This had such promise.
Like, people say they're OCD, and it's just like, but do you randomly adjust numbers? They're numbers that you like, or it like, it doesn't matter at all, except like, if I'm by myself and I do it and I end up with like a non-optimal setting somewhere or a non-optimal situation, but I just kind of bull through it because I want that good like a number that I like better to be the one. I mean, it's just weird then. But where it's too far is when I'm like in the car with someone else and like they're adjusting it, and like I've had it happen. I don't know if it was with Mom or Daniel or someone, but like they would adjust it, that I'd like they wanted it just a little louder, so they kept turning it to 25 and I kept turning it back to 24 because I like 24 better. Like, just for example, I'm usually not too down on 25. It's multiple of 5, but it's odd. Let's not get into my psychosis anymore. But he like when it's almost like a little war starts happening about we're trying to adjust the volume, and it's like, and the reason they're trying to adjust it is to adjust the volume, and I'm adjusting it just to make the arbitrary little number better. It's just like,
all right, so
I have to take a moment and go, Adam, calm down now.
All right, so I have no idea where to go right now. Not even a clue.
Huh?
I have no idea where I'm gonna go right now, or where I'm supposed to go.
The blue room with the white dot above, like the S.
This one in the middle.
2. Yeah, and yeah, you're right centered on it.
Yep.
There's like an S and then up to the upper.
Yeah.
Go back there, see if you can like blow in through the bottom corner of that room or somewhere to get to that section.
All right, we'll try that.
We know there's stuff beyond that now. And I don't remember what's in that room. Because if memory serves, I know there's a whole big complex in behind there from looking at the revealed map.
It definitely looks like that.
And the only reason I remember that is because we looked at it last week and I was thinking that must be where we missed something.
Yeah, it's possible.
So yeah, if you ever like, you know how like you chuckle when you say OCD, and everything, that I'm OCD, and just kind of laugh about it. you know.
Yes, that's
Like-
a real instance of it.
That's real, like, pointless
It's
psychoses.
my OCD.
That's real pointless psychoses right there.
Ouch.
You also probably get the idea that I like math.
Yeah, well,
I really don't like prime numbers. Yeah. Come with me, Jeff. Follow me down this rabbit hole.
I think I'm good. I think I'll pass. I like my not rabbit hole of being okay with prime numbers. I'm alright with that.
And then we can get into the discussion about how I'm mad that we use base 10. I understand we have 10 fingers, but it makes so much more sense mathematically to use base 16.
What, hexadecimal?
Yes. It's so much easier to count in hexadecimal.
Did I just get caught on something up there?
Like,
No?
like,
It doesn't seem like there's anything I can do in here.
like, I guess okay, so there's like nothing in that bottom, like, right corner.
No.
Okay. This is the area we need to, like, just the whole wall down the, not just this area, but the, I was gonna say this whole, like, subsection. This whole, like, subsection. Just go down the walls here that could theoretically maybe have a punch through. Look for any sort of sneaky entrance we missed.
I wonder if I could just tank it.
Well, I'd go, like, an E-tank down and see what happens.
Well,
Okay, so that's going nowhere fast.
it's not really killing me as fast as I thought it would.
Didn't we get, like, the upgraded Varia suit?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that definitely slowed it down, because I remember earlier it gutted you.
Well, if we're being technical, it's just the various suit. Like before, we just had the power suit.
Let me slightly rephrase the sentence, make more sense. Didn't you get the upgrade, the Varia suit?
Yes. Didn't I get the upgrade, comma, the various suits?
That's what was going through my head.
Okay, so
They
they actually walled us off, though.
yeah. They are.
They know what they're doing.
Oh wait, did it catch on something there?
No.
I should roll across that top section and bomb, just for
Hi,
my
Ty.
questionable sanity. Like, yeah, that corner right there. No, in that corner. Like right there. And okay, no, he's got space jump. Gravity is optional.
Tyler, you missed the part where I was swimming in that lava. Because I thought
he's got like 5 energy tanks, the Varia suit. A lack of ideas what the hell we're supposed to be doing.
yeah, I was gonna say there's got to be a part about me not knowing where to go.
We're very good at it. We are experts at that state of being.
I'm more or less at a loss of ideas.
This may sound dumb, but you've tried to blow up every one of these pillars. Okay, super missiles.
Ice cream?
Okay, what's beyond this to the?
That's not ice cream, Tyler. That's a super missile symbol.
It's not. I'm not getting ice cream.
Alright, the only other thing I can think of at the moment is to go back and more thoroughly explore this area.
Yep.
Even though, like, the entire map is uncovered, there's gotta be something we missed.
Because we can't get forward to anything.
This is where a super missile is.
Yeah.
Screw it. That's not worth it. Yeah, I've got a lack of ideas at this point.
Yeah. So, back to my point about why hexadecimal or base 16 number systems are better.
Yes, please, I'm curious.
So you know how like we like when it comes to now when I say we like when it comes to math, it sounds like I'm insane, but
It kind of does.
like how can I say this? We like counting in fives and such.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, 5 is a, like, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, like it jumps up very easily by that. So, say we break something up into 100 pieces. And so this would be like talking about percent, okay?
Yeah.
Now we think 100% is natural, but that's just because we've made 100% that way. You have to understand that, like, it is if you broke it instead into 160 pieces, which sounds different to us, but it would be hexadecimally 100 still.
Yeah.
It would just represent 160 pieces. Imagine how much easier percents become. Because you can divide it in half. Divide it in half again, you have a quarter. And then you can divide that in half again, you have an eighth.
Okay.
And the numbers are still clean. We're not in decimals yet.
Okay.
Half of 160 is 80, half of that's 40, half of that's 20, half of that is 10.
Alright, I think I'm kind of following you.
So, like, you don't get weird decimals as often because there's so many more ways to divide 16.
Yeah.
So it cleans up the numbers like that.
My goodness, is this thing like invincible? There we go.
It did I eventually. But like you see, it cleans up those weird decimals. You get them a lot less. You still get them in certain situations, but you would, and your number system would, and then your number system would easily accept all that logic crap that you do in like discrete math and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Would just be integrated into your base number system, and you wouldn't get this funky conversion back and forth. It would move to binary really easily.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like there's a reason we use binary, we use hexadecimal and binary, binary then to hexadecimal for computers and stuff. It's just like a very simple progression of logic. Everything. And our actual counting would reflect that. It's a little funky to understand. Like we are so we've all learned to use a base 10 system, so we're very biased towards it. Like having things in powers of 10 makes them easy to deal with.
Yeah.
Because that's when the decimal moves. But you have to understand, we would want things in powers of 16. 8 would become the new 5. But
This is funky to think about.
Yeah, 8 would become the new 5. Now think about this. We split 5 in half, it's already 2.5. Okay? we're already into decimals, but you split 8 in half and you're at 4. You split 2.5 in half, you're at
1.25.
yeah, sorry, my brain just blew apart there for a second. At 1.25, but then you're at 2 in, you know, and then you're at 1. Like, you see how easily it breaks, it goes down and up and everything. It's very it would just be easier to use if we learned it that way. Like, now that we are so cemented in, like, you know, base 10, it's hard for us to, like,
it's kind of hard to imagine switching to such a system.
It is. It's very hard to imagine, but we actually did. I did it twice. We did it a couple of times in, it wasn't even high school yet. Like Odyssey of the Mind, that whole thing. Those extra classes, or those extra periods. One of the things that we would do is we talked about other base number systems and how to go between them. And it was really, really, and then I did it more in one of my classes at college. It was like a fun little side discussion that we were having. And it's, like, we're so biased to, like,
Okay.
think in tens because...
Oh, here we go.
10.
I'm
Hello.
I'm an idiot. Well, no, I'm not an idiot. This is a very much Metroid moment.
Yeah. Oh, this is destructible?
Yeah, that is the one thing I hate about 2D Metroids. This happens way too often.
Hello, Super Bomb. Where are you? I need to check the whole... Oh! There it is. It's the
Speed boost
spark.
time.
The spark, right?
Yeah, they called it speed boost here, but in any other Metroid game, it would be called in any other Metroid game, it would have been called a Shine Spark.
Yep. And now we can get through that one area.
Yep.
That is Shine Spark.
You're gonna have to get a little bit more of a head start.
Well, that thing could just go away.
Yeah, I hate those things. Let's get a head start from all the way over here. This should do the trick. Or not.
Not destructible, Jeff.
Did not realize that.
Probably need the
Missiles. Alright.
and now you can get up to speed here. Uh-oh.
There we go. Okay. There's a hidden thing here somewhere.
Yeah, you have to do the ceiling all the way back. I bet you went. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. At least they have a little visual cue for it, though.
Yeah, that helps.
So
But yeah.
at least know where to shine spark.
But yeah, no, look, we're so biased to our base number system because that's what we use. It's so hard to. Well, that worked.
All right.
This is very precision.
There.
Wow, Jeff, good call.
Thanks, man.
Anyway, but yeah, no. So like the.
And doing a shine spark here would also be easier. Well, maybe not.
Sorry.
I didn't realize how tall that shaft was going to be. And this is going to be a Metroid. Or one of those things. Equally annoying.
Looks like a mechanical Metroid, to be totally honest. Oh, hello. There's a whole load of nope.
This
Yeah.
is a whole load of nope. I don't know what's going on here.
But yeah, you you have to understand that, like, we're very much like we know how to use base 10 because we use it, but like if you kind of
This is just an alpha. Although it's doing a pretty good job of kicking my butt.
yes, he is. Though those little legs seem to help a great deal more than they think they should.
Yeah, I agree with you. Okay,
Good shot.
thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's nice.
So yeah, the
You know, that is definitely the one thing I do not like about 2D Metroid games. Is those blocks that, you know, you can't tell they're destructible in any sense until
they
you
blow up.
Yeah, you blow them up or you walk on top of them or something. And that's one thing I can definitely say about a lot of, like, indie Metroidvania games, like Hollow Knight, for example. It does a great job of really telegraphing, like, what you're supposed to do without making it too obvious. Here, it's just kind of
Obscure
annoying.
to the point of
Stupidity.
yeah.
Well, maybe not stupidity, but, like, there comes a point where it's just trial and error.
Which, you know, we can do trial and error. We've all had to resort to that at some point.
It's just
But-
not fun.
Resort to that.
Exactly right.
It can be done.
We would just really rather not do it.
It is the least efficient way to get to an answer. I mean, a monkey can do it, to be totally honest. In fact, that's, you know...
Okay.
And lower life forms than even a monkey can do it. It's actually like the lowest form of learning, so to speak. Like you don't even have to be intelligent to do it. You just keep, you know, you want something, you just keep whacking away at it until the desired result occurs.
Honestly, I almost think that them doing that is just tradition. Like, they're trying to be so true to the original, and honestly, like, that's just a trope that was common in the NES era. It's something that's vastly outdated now. I think that the idea of that should just go die in a hole.
Hey, don't take my saying.
No, I'm sorry, I wasn't aware you had that copyrighted.
Yeah, I'll forward you the paperwork.
Okay, thanks.
But yeah, no. So these are the weird things that I think about sometimes, our number system and everything, and you know, it makes a ton of sense why we're base 10. Like, there's a million reasons why. But they have very little to do with the fluidity of the number system and have everything to do with how many fingers we have.
Come on. Man, I hate these things. They're so annoying. Well, that was effective. This is gonna be a Metroid, isn't it?
And I couldn't, like
I don't wanna...
formally tell you them, but when you do move into hexadecimal or base 16, you get some of the commutative and additive properties of certain basic operations.
Oh,
You can kind of...
no.
Oh, you are so boned.
You're
Go
not
find a
just
safe
kid.
spot.
That thing can just go away.
But yeah, the basic commutative and additive properties of certain...
You know what? I'm just gonna have to face tank these.
Yeah, that's just...
Oh, shoot.
You might die here. No, you're going to die here. I don't think you can get out in time.
Probably not.
Okay. I was wrong, but this is getting
Dicey, at the very least.
sketchy was the word I was going to use. But yeah, safe not too far away. Just up the giant tunnel of doom, that's all. You're going to go into a new area with no health.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
I know the tunnel of doom is scary, but...
Very.
There's so much nope happening right now.
You're not just a kitten. Oh, come on.
You're dead. Oh, wait, no. Jeff had a good.
Jeff did have a good. Not very often that Jeff has a
Be
good, but he
very
had
careful with this door. That's a save room.
one. Ugh.
Not even close. But yeah, as I was saying, certain basic operations, the commutative and additive properties, and there's a couple little things that get a little, there's a couple little tricks, I guess, that you can do then. Though trying to make me remember precisely how to describe them is difficult, but they are, and it's not commutative and additive, it's, it has to do with like, you know, when you get into the edge cases of like multiply by 0 or...
How are you kidding me?
Multiply by 1, add or subtract 0, and also, you know, and then move at the powers and move decimals. Some really cool little things happen when it's a base 16, which is such a perfect number in many ways. It's a power of 2 in essence.
Really?
The reason
I hate these things.
Yeah, like the reason that base 16 works so well. Base 8 would also work, but it's a little bit small for how can I say this? Base 8 would work and have some of the would have most of the advantages of base 16. It's just that it's a little small. So if you're working with bigger numbers, of course you'd use, you know,
This sucks.
you know, 10 is in 1-0 in a base 16 is literally twice as large as a 1-0 in base 8. So, you know, if you're trying to like save room, your decimal points mean a lot more in a base 16. So if you're working with a little bit larger numbers, that can be.
What the heck?
It is more symbols that you would have to know. But you can now control that?
I guess.
Must be some kind of fact. Oh, you can pick those up. Those are bombs.
Those are super missiles.
Is that like a super missile stockpile up there?
This is a neat little section. To answer your question, yes, I believe that is a super missile stockpile.
Where can I get one of those?
Okay. Alright.
Just see Samus with like super missiles strapped all over her armor, like bandoliers. Close enough.
Maybe.
What about the wall right there in front of you? super missilable?
Well, let's find out, I guess.
Or do you have to go over the top through the other choppy smashy section?
I might have to go through this section. Yeah, I do.
Technically, you opened it.
Yeah, close enough. There we go. That was very close. I don't like this.
No, that purple goop makes me think there's some kind of special enemy.
I'm thinking more like there's a Metroid. Or not.
Super missiles!
Hey.
That was very visceral.
Yeah.
How many
felt
can
good.
you hold?
I don't know. It doesn't seem like we can go that way.
Can you super missile the purple goop?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, just check.
That was a neat section, though, I will say that.
Yeah. But yeah, there's like really useful stuff you can do where like your like, you know how the square root of 10 is, you know, nonsense.
Yeah. Irrational.
Irrational. Square root of 16 is 4. The cube root of 16 is... Wait, there's no cube root. Sorry. Right?
Yeah, it would be. We need to get back up to the save station.
2 to the third is 8. Yeah.
Yes.
2
I hate those things.
2 to the 4. I mean, you get the idea.
I do.
It breaks up and down really easily, and because that's your central power. Now here's the thing you need to think about. Because that's your central power, you can use the commutative, additive properties, you know, manipulate the algebra, as it were.
Oh boy.
You can manipulate that algebra, if you see what I'm saying, to manipulate like big numbers like 100. Like, because, you know, because it's base 16, and, you know, because it's base 16, then, you know, 100, then all of your like major 100,000, you know,
I hate those things.
100, 100, like certain rules can be applied up throughout them, because using the commutative and additive, and you can do cool things to your big numbers.
My gosh, these things are the worst.
Yeah, they take so much damage. They are literally Metroids in the amount of damage they deal to you.
And they're so hard to hit, man.
Yeah. The only thing that makes, like, I think in some ways they're even more annoying than the Metroids, because even though you can hit them everywhere, I'm pretty sure it takes more shots.
Yeah.
Just like, it's like, you know, the first thing is like, oh yeah, but you can hit them anywhere. So this is like, oh yeah, you can hit them anywhere. Yes, but if they have enough, if they have enough health that they don't care,
Which they do.
like, you know, you get the point.
Ah! The one advantage that I held was them being, like, in a place they couldn't get to me. There.
Like, you get the idea. Like, they... Isn't there a way through here?
Yeah, hang on. Well, that was not as effective as I was hoping.
This ring almost killed me last time.
It did.
It's like a boss in a video game. You know how sometimes, you know, you meet enemies in a video game that are, you know, only damaged from like one specific way, and you end up eventually just kind of figuring out how to kill them, and you just pot shot them and everything. Anyway, it feels like there's some way to like fight them with skill, if you know what I mean. Like you see what I'm saying? Like, you know, if I could land this shot or get around them the right way, I can very easily kill this thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it feels like there's a way to actually like outskill them. Like there's a way to attack them properly. Like, if you had perfect mechanical reflexes and perfect terrain, or at least decent terrain, you could just beat them with.
I don't think I'm gonna make it through this.
You could just beat them with raw. You know, you just win in essence, if you know what I mean. Like there's a clear path to victory. It might not be easy, but it's, you know, executable. But these guys are just like tanks. Like, it was like that whole thing you were having about how in Legend of
Georg.
Yeah, Georg in Legend of Zelda, how you didn't like the fact that you just kind of had to pay a health tax until we figured out how to fight him.
Yeah.
And like, you were tanky enough to do it, but that's kind of the difference. Looking at it from a little different is that, like, if you're playing.
Oh, bollocks.
Careful, don't go too far in this room. There's no easy way out of here, Jeff. You're dead.
Oh!
That was slick.
Dude, this sucks.
Yeah, you were saying you just had to, like, it was just annoying because there was just no way to finesse him through anything. Yeah, that's more or less what we're getting here. There's no way to finesse these. They're just a brute force approach. They fly at your face. They're too tanky to kill quickly. And they're too fast and too maneuverable to dodge for forever. I mean, you can do it for a little while, but like...
The only thing that I can say is that they're restricted to moving in a 45-degree angle at all times. But that angle is so hard to dodge. Their movement is predictable, but not easily avoidable.
Because it's 45 degrees at you.
Yep.
You're getting better at it. But like, it's just one of those things where, you know, build a tank, throw it at their face. If they can't shoot through it fast enough, they're done.
Yep, man, that's where we're at with that. Alright. Super missiles. So, it seems that each of those missile tanks only gives me one missile, and, well, right now I can only hold a maximum of 2. Nope. Ugh. Again, the one advantage that I held. I cannot keep a good advantage on that playing field.
Yeah, this terrain just does not favor you.
See what you're making me do, game? You're making me brute force this. or cheap this out. There's the more.
We tried brute forcing. This is cheaping it out. Now we're finding ways to just kind of exploit the AI. Not, you know, outplay the AI, just exploit its own stupidity.
Shoot. Well, that did a thing.
It damages them to be in there just like it does you. Interesting. Like,
no point in
I'm
killing
very,
these guys right
I'm
now.
very good at manipulating the AI. Like, not very good, but I am, like, I know some of the basic manipulation techniques against,
The difference there was I actually connected a super missile.
that helps a lot.
Again, this isn't me just being smart about fighting these guys, it's just brute forcing it. Or cheaping out with the surrounding areas.
Yep. Yeah, no, like,
It's the only way I can really do this.
in EU4, a lot of times, like, the AI will always move at your forts with its armies. It will just ignore your... If it cannot beat your armies, it will ignore them and just move straight at the forts. But once it's on a fort, there's no easy way off it because the forts restrict movement, that you can't just freely move around forts. Okay? And so it's really easy to catch them. You just run along behind them until they get to a fort, and then you just destroy them. As opposed to when you're fighting a human player who's paying attention to that army, he'll jink and dodge and put you in the loop-de-loops. And you'll never get a weaker... It's very hard to catch a weaker army if it's commanded by a human player. And again,
That guy that literally takes a super missile. More than a super missile to kill those things. Oh. Alright. Oh. Alright, here we go.
I mean, you know, it's like the
What is, oh, that was just a missile upgrade. You know what, I'll take it.
you know, it's like the say to brute force a trying to figure out how to explain this.
Oh goody. Actually.
Aha!
Yeah, that was definitely an aha moment. Okay.
This must be the robot factory, I'm guessing.
Alright, so we can now go to that
Door way up above that one boss that we fought a long time ago.
okay. Man, I hate these things.
Yeah, but here it's easy to kill them because the terrain pins them in place for you.
Yeah, imagine if I didn't have the wave beam though.
You would be SOL. Actually, you probably could just crouch and shoot the piece.
Yeah, it would just take so long. I mean, like, it's the way I would do it, but it would just take so long. Alright,
Yeah.
so I need to get there, where the center of the screen is. Poor Tyler's stuck in a loop of playing League of Legends.
Yeah.
I feel like the only reason that this is because, like, I asked him to stay here and now he doesn't really have anything to do. I mean, we're going to Taco Bell after this, but At least that's something.
Yeah, and make it worse, I'm not even really feeling it right now. I'm very much aboard the EU4 mess.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about Taco Bell, not
No.
League.
I'm not aboard the League train. I'm on board the grand strategy, trying to earn some achievements right now, plus just figure out how to make this playthrough a little smoother.
Me? Well then. Well, I can go in there now. I was gonna say I'd better get over there before... Oops. Oh, I'm the worst. What the... Okay. Really? Okay. Well, that was fortunate. Now, is this a super missile spot? Yes, it is. And also that area over there is accessible now. But let's go down here first. I don't like this. You...
At least there's a floor.
Yeah, there's at least that. Can't really get to me here. That's why I have one saving grace. Well, that did a thing. And this was just another way of getting to this area. Alright, well, let's try going this way. This is gonna be another Metroid. I don't have any sort of saving grace here.
Oh, put on your brute force hat. Call yourself France.
Ouch. Oh, here we go. Well, I could just come back later. Or I could completely bone myself over. That works too. That was not one of my best strategies.
No, you have to hold that if you're gonna hold that.
Even this thing is gonna kill me at this point.
No energy. I wouldn't blow up that block if I were you.
Mm-mm. See if I can go find a save point.
No, there's too many.
Oh. How far back is this? Oh, I just saved it here on the way back, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Okay. Well, let's try this again. Oh boy. Juki juki juk. Alright, there's no point in going over there. At least from what I can see. There. Yeah, I got those cheap strategies.
Now go back, save,
Yup.
rinse, repeat.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Well, maybe.
We're gonna Deadpool this shit. Just keep regenning before we have to deal with it in the next one.
Oops. Well, that's awkward. Well, can't get to the save point from here now.
I will say that did you ever see the X-Men movies?
No.
No. Well, there's this one scene where Wolverine takes a bullet to the forehead, and he's lying there, and all of it, and there's this whole hullabaloo, and like everyone thinks he's dead, so they just leave him lying there in essence while they, keep fighting. And a few minutes later, it cuts to him lying there, and you see the bullet like push out of his forehead and thunk onto the ground, push back out the hole, and it seal up everything. And then he and then another minute passes, and like blinks and stands up, just like, oh boy, you are so far out of your league right now. Like, how do you stop that?
Wow, that's a lot of... Okay.
I was like, that looks like a trap, Jeff.
Yeah.
Well, paint me orange and call me Akbar.
I'm sorry.
Star Wars.
Which one?
Well, he's made some, in the more recent movies, he's made some kind of jokey appearances, but, well, not jokey, but he's made, but like in the original one was like, I think it was the episode 6, I think, and he was like the kind of squid-looking guy with the
Oh, I
eyes out
gotcha.
here, and he's
Yeah.
orange, and he goes, "It's a trap."
Yeah, now I know what you're talking about.
So I was thinking, wow, it's a trap. So the joke is, you know, for
Yeah, I get it
pointing
now.
out the blindingly obvious trap.
There we go. One more Metroid down. I don't want to keep going. I want to go back to the save point.
But yeah, no, it's just like,
Because honestly, at this point, like, I'm learning how to abuse the save points at this point because it's so ridiculously hard.
it's not abusing the save points. It
It's
is
using
using the resources the game gives you.
kind of feels cheap. Because now I'm backtracking all the way back to the save point.
Yes, it's the same way in which Wolverine or Deadpool's power is cheap. You just can't kill the bastards. So all your trump cards just don't matter. Unless whatever you have nullifies regeneration.
Do you know what the ratings are on Deadpool 2, by the way?
No clue. I didn't even watch Deadpool 1.
It toppled. It toppled, which is crazy.
How did the one article describe it? Not the hero we necessarily wanted, but the hero we deserve.
I desperately.
Is it too cynical for your naive young mind? It's referring to the Deadpool movies. It was a review, I believe, I read.
I watched the first one, but in some ways I wish I hadn't.
I didn't.
It was fun.
I haven't watched
enjoyed
several of the
myself.
Marvel ones that I should have watched and intend to if I ever have, you know, ever sitting in front of a TV and have time.
Yeah. But yeah, I saw the first Deadpool and it was alright. Definitely lived up to the whole, it's very raunchy and gory and everything like that. And I enjoyed the over-the-top violence. What I didn't enjoy was the nudity and the very, I don't know, sexual nature of some of the jokes.
You see, I wouldn't like that. I'd find it embarrassing, though I'd assume my tolerance is a bit higher than yours, but I'd still...
Probably.
I might tolerate it better, that doesn't mean I would like it, and I would not be as sold by the over-the-top violence.
Oh yeah, like, that's what I found appealing about it. But like...
Well, yeah, but that's, you know, that's you. You
Yeah.
like that more than I do.
I do.
I will say there were so many times in
Fudge.
Infinity War, in like series that I've read, where it's just like, boy, you guys are just not cynical and ruthless enough for what you're doing. I'm sorry, but I need you need a Machiavelli right now, and you need him bad.
Where exactly am I going? That is the question, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But at least now I know that I can destroy those things.
Yeah, it's nice to know. Man, you get the idea what I mean. Like, sometimes, you know.
Like, I wish Thor had been a little bit more ruthless in that last scene. To Thanos.
Yeah, there were several times there where, I'm just like, guys, like, you are making this, like, way too difficult on yourself. Like, someone put on their big boy pants and deal with this before, you know, countless trillions die.
And then they didn't.
It's just like,
But like, I would be worried about spoilers. Are you serious? Alright.
like, clearly, like,
it took me a while to realize, and I'm sure you caught it right away, is that at the end when Doctor Strange is fading away, he goes, "This was the only way." You remember before he was searching and he found
14,605.
he found one possibility, and apparently this was it.
Yeah.
Because apparently he could also see that Thor has terrible aim.
Well, actually, Thor has spot-on aim. That was an intentional blow to the chest, according to the writers.
Then Thor is retarded, and someone should take away his shiny god hammer before he ends up, cracking Earth in half.
Yeah, so I guess the reason that he did that was to, gloat in Thanos' face when he was killing him. But, yeah. That backfired.
It always reminds me, Thor's just retarded. Like, can he not think that through?
I mean, he was incredibly overpowered, but then sheer stupidity got to him. Or the idea that he wanted revenge so bad that he would be willing to do that.
Yeah, so many. I find it so okay. Let me just put this quote out there. They weren't this is one of those cases where I want a crusader. I want a paladin, if you will. I don't. How can I say this? Let me put it this way. Let me take the quote from Terry Pratchett. This is probably going to be slightly misquoted because it's been 4 years since I last read this book. But how is it? If you are ever cornered by a man holding a gun, you had better pray that he's a bad man, because he will stop to take time to gloat and tell you how powerful he is. Now, a good man, if he's went to the trouble to corner you with a gun, he's just going to shoot you. He's going to put the bullet through your head, be done with it. He's just, and that's an oversimplification of the quote and the concept. But the idea is I want normally I find the self-righteousness of paladins or fanatics or to be very dubious and bad can lead to terrible things, if you will. But in this case, that's what you need. Mm-hmm. You just need that utter ruthlessness that to just a little bit of ruthlessness could have saved a lot of lives there. And
yeah, like Thanos said, you should have gone for the head.
Yeah, no, that. That's the thing. It just pisses me so off that
Although at that point, my question is did Thanos just let the axe go into his chest so that he could, gloat about it? Because he's supposed to be untouchable with that Infinity Gauntlet. I almost wonder if that was an intentional, taking the axe to the chest to give him a glimmer of hope. Yeah.
He didn't have to block it because it wasn't going to kill him in time. I mean, yeah, there's certain that, but at multiple earlier phases, there were times where, I a little bit of root,
But another thing is Thor just straight up lost to Thanos at the very beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he could have been able to kill him even if he did go for the head. I don't think Thanos would have allowed that.
Yeah. I mean, but there were, yes, in this particular instance, there are multiple times throughout the movie where he could have been stopped.
Oh, yeah.
If they had been willing to act. There was the one time where I don't know, Captain America had the one line about "we don't leave a man behind" or something, or some line like that, or something about destroying the gem before Thanos could get there and rewind time with it, because he didn't even have the time stone at that point. And oh
yeah, destroying Vision.
Yeah, and there was that one line, and it's just all I can imagine was turning to him and saying, "Well, unfortunately for you, they don't have parking at the pearly gates for your high horse, and there's going to be quite the queue in a few minutes."
Alright, here we go. You ready for this? Because I'm not.
This is gonna be a little rough, but I think very doable. Like, I mean, to an extent, the decisions were understandable, and you know, it's the same reason why I never want to be president, because it's like when they're talking about what they need in a nuclear submarine commander, because you know what the purpose of a nuclear submarine commander was. The idea was you hide your nukes in a submarine. If the enemy nukes, preemptory nukes the silos in your country,
I gotta get out.
you are sitting on the trigger to retaliate, to fire it back. And how they put, they needed someone stable enough and intelligent and compassionate enough to not want to ever pull that trigger, but dedicated enough and ruthless enough that if push came to shove, they would actually do it.
Yeah.
And it was very, very hard to find people to take that job. You see what I'm saying? Like, you need someone who's not going to pull that trigger just randomly. He's not going to get caught up in the moment and his emotions. But at the same time, if it ever comes time where he has to make that choice, he will make that choice. He'll probably, probably never sleep again and commit suicide a little bit later, but he'd make it. Like, he would take it upon himself to make that choice. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Man, we get deep on these.
yeah, well, that's the whole point of this. Like, these people are flawed. Like, these are not the people I want in control of my super weapons, and they are like living nuclear missiles, but they don't have this. I trust them neither to be. How can I say this? I don't trust that they won't get so. I don't trust them. On the one hand, I think they might use their power when they shouldn't. At several points, and I don't trust that and clearly they can't be trusted to use it when they should. Either.
Well, it's not Thor.
Several others too, they all, like, multiple people, like Infinity. This first Infinity, like Avengers Infinity War Part 1 or whatever they're calling it.
Just Infinity War. Yeah.
Just Infinity War is just fuck up after fuck up by people that should know better.
Yeah.
And trying too hard to find the perfect outcome when settling for where sometimes you just have to settle for an imperfect one. You have to accept that it's not going to work perfectly. And at a certain point you just have to, you basically, you have this lovely palette of bad options. You have to have the conviction to take the least bad one. And part of it, is that gets into this kind of end justifies the mean things. I don't want to say that they do, but to an extent, saying the ends justify the means, a lot of terrible things have been excused by this, and it's not something you should condone. But at the same time, when the end is the half of all life in the universe dying, stopping that pretty much comes at any cost.
Mm-hmm.
At any number of lives less than that, it was probably worth it.
Here we go again. You ready for round 2, big guy? Guys, I'm not.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just that point, like.
Ah.
Like, it's one of those things. If this wasn't a comic book, if this wasn't a story, like, it would be over now. Like you understand that. Like, this is the type of decision where you don't get a second chance usually.
Oh boy.
Like this whole thing, like with Thanos and Infinity War, you could draw a lot of parallels
There we go.
to, like, Neville Chamberlain and Britain and France in relation to Nazi Germany in the run up to World War II, not willing to make that hard choice to stop it when it could be stopped. And now we look back at the oceans of bodies that were and the oceans of blood that were spilled, and the just and we condemn them in history. Like, how can you make that decision? And it because a lot of people had to die, and you don't get to bring them back in real life. And that's what I that's why I would never want to be president. No amount of power would be worth having to make that decision.
Alright, anyway, taking you back to AM2R for a second.
Yes, back to AM2R now that we finally beat that Metroid.
We finally got past that Metroid, and now it's time to head to that area that we just unlocked. Let's see what fresh hells await us there. Man, that Metroid was super tough, dude.
And that was why I absolutely, Civil War, when Captain America broke away and everything, I could have
Alright, so apparently that's not the part.
I could have kicked Captain America's ass up and down Main Street for several hours over that one. The god complex he had going on there was just so monstrous. And am I saying that both sides didn't have issues? Oh, certainly they had issues, but
here we go.
And that's the thing, everyone's hates the secretary guy, and he comes off as very sleazy and everything. But let me put it this way: what if just
did that thing look upgraded to you, or no? Is it just me?
What if Bill Gates, decided he was going... Those, yes, they definitely look upgraded. They have ears.
Well, okay.
Little red eyeball ear things.
Something. They had something.
They look different, but it could just be they're in a different area. What is the blue thing?
It's a door.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was a locked door for a weapon we didn't have, or... This looks like a storage room. I don't know why I get that in.
Scientists constructed a small mobile research site within the cave system. The access tunnel leading to their research vessel has collapsed, and all of their equipment is non-operational. Vital signs of all exosuits are flatlined. There are no survivors in this site.
Well, isn't that cheery?
Alright, well, what do we got here?
Super missiles, you could definitely use more of those.
Yes, I could.
But yeah,
And there's gonna be something in this room.
I kind of get the feeling
There's inevitably gonna be something in here. Yeah, 2 Metroids.
How could I say this? What if Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, let's say, got together and started manufacturing nuclear missiles in their basement, and they just had this big house out in the middle of nowhere that was just stocked with nuclear weapons? You would think that the government would probably get right on trying to get control of that. And that's pretty much what the Avengers were. if you think about like their relative power ratings here.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, oh, how could they do that? Like, how could they not? Like, like,
Oh boy.
we've just gotten into that realm now where everything's so tanky you can't kill it in a reasonable amount of time.
All the way back here.
Oh, here we go. Hut to 3-4. But yeah, no, like, and it just astonishes me how easy it is for people to like hate. And now, yes, the character is slimy, and there are some good points. But it, you know, he's like, but you know, if I want to help people, I want to be able to. And it's like, yes, but what makes you this paragon that is going to always make the right choice? Because you've got some winners here. You're gonna have to explain to me, like.
This sucks, dude.
I don't know, it just, he came across as so holier than thou in that video, and I had much more sympathy for Tony Stark, who I think of them all realized what was really happening, like realized the weapons that they were, and realized what monsters they could become if they weren't accountable to someone.
Okay. Let's try this again and hopefully not suck as much this time.
Well, we'll see about that. And again, and it's one of those situations where, yes, there's definitely like signs on both sides of it, but it was like just this lovely melange of bad decisions, just all over the place, and it's just like, and there's so many times in like. Like, if you, I think one of the best series you could read to like get kind of a perspective on it without it being like too heavy would be like Terry Pratchett's is part of his Discworld series. Is that receding or just shaking?
It's receding elsewhere. This isn't it.
Okay, it kind of looked like it was lowering in the floor there, and I couldn't quite. Anyway, so like in his Commander Vine series with Lord Vetinari is the main character, and Lord Vetinari is.
We're going to the safe point.
Yes, definitely a good idea. Is this kind of supremely ruthless character, and I guess you not ruthless is the wrong word. Supremely practical person. Okay, he rules the city of Ankh-Morpork, and he's done it for longer than anybody else. And the whole description, like the first time you hear about him, really early in the various series, it runs something along the lines like this. When Lord Vetinari had came to power, he had went out and he legalized the Thieves and Assassins Guild. And they thought, oh ho ho ho, you know, we're gonna run this city now, guys. Here you go. And he goes, and so you know at the next monthly council meeting or whatever, around
Quick thing. Mining facility. Cordite crystals are one of the most durable naturally forming crystals in the galaxy. Though they are not as hard as diamonds, this makes them a more malleable resource. The Chozo found various practical uses for cordite in constructing machinery or producing works of art. This mining facility supplies cordite and various other minerals to a nearby.
Can you just go back up to the beginning of that log?
Sure.
I just wanted to kind of see how they were putting it. Yeah, if a more malleable form of diamond along the same hardness. See, crystal is inherently brittle, but if it was somehow flexible, that would be insane. Because diamond is a semiconductor, technically. Its band gap is enormous. The band gap is so enormous that I don't think you could build like a working transistor, but well, it'd be pretty extreme. It would not. You might be able to build a working transistor. It has a band gap. Let me put it that way, which is the critical bit of being a semiconductor. It's a very large band gap, but it does technically exist.
Oh, here we go. I don't know what I'm doing here.
You're my name. Cordite crystal, to be precise.
You couldn't quite get past the cordite crystal.
Oh, that's kind of a cool little... I like these cool little sections.
Yeah, they are neat.
They add some flavor.
Obviously, they couldn't have been done in the original Metroid II. So this is definitely the work of whoever it is that made this. Like, this is wholly original. Although, now where do I go?
Up looks to be it.
Of course.
I was right, though I didn't expect it to be quite that,
Yeah, me either.
But yeah, no. And so he legalizes the Thieves Guilds, the Assassins Guild. He gives them a set of quotas and everything, and he invites them to all the civil banquets along with the other guilds, and of course the Seamstresses Guild, if you get what I mean. And you know, he invites them all. And he goes, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna run this country." Well, then a couple of weeks later, he gets a memo. He goes, "Now you're gonna stick to the quotas, right?" He goes, "You see, I know where you live. I know where your families live. He goes, I know where you all are now." And so it has this the legal.
Aha, gotcha.
Yeah, basically he goes, so now he goes, and so as they put it now, before in Ankh-Morpork, if you did some illegal thieving, he goes, then you'd be spending a night locked up with in one of the guard cells. Now, if you were caught, he goes, it wasn't the guard that would catch you. If you were doing illegal thieving, the Thieves Guild would catch you for coming in on their business, and you'd spend eternity at the bottom of the river. He goes, you'd be amazed at how effective the Thieves Guild was at making sure that no illegal thieving happened. No one didn't want anyone to butt in on their quota.
There we go.
And so he goes, and it all ticked over, and the end line of the whole thing is, and it all ticked over perfectly, which just goes to show that compared to the patrician of Ankh-Morpork, Machiavelli wasn't qualified to run a whelk stall.
Oh.
But like that's how he did it. And there's another scene where he is, and a dragon comes through, okay? Like a dragon appears in Ankh-Morpork, and a new king of Ankh-Morpork appears, wielding the fancy magic sword that slays the dragon. And so immediately they march on the patrician's palace, and they lock him up in his most secure dungeon, with the door built by the master dwarven locksmiths and everything. And finally they capture Commander Vimes, who's the captain of the guard, and they throw him in there with him. Now at this point the guard has like 3 or 4 members left, because there's nothing for it to really do, because the thieves keep illegally killing someone without taking out a contract from the assassins. The assassins will hunt you right down. Any illegal thieving is stopped by the Thieves Guild, so the guard is pretty much a dead letter. There's like 4 of them left. They're like nothing. But he gets thrown in there with Lord Vetinari, and he goes, and he turns to look at him, and there's like just this tiny little window in the back or whatever, and he turns to Lord Vetinari, and he goes,
and he had been out there front. He goes, they're talking about killing you, right? And how can you just sit here so peacefully? He's sitting there, and he's got like the rats, the scorpions, and the snakes, and he like got the scorpions to ally with the rats and like took out the snakes, and so now the rats go and they sneak in stuff through the sewers and everything, and so he's eating food, he's got like a bunch of books they drag through the sewers for him, and he's like perfectly comfortable in his cell, and everything. Just, how can you be in here like not like, what are you doing? They're gonna kill you and everything. He goes, look at the door. Look at the door again. He looked at it, and there were like, a half dozen keyholes, multiple padlocks, bars going, these heavy duty, joints and bars and like triple hinges, and you couldn't get through that thing with a half dozen battering rams. It's like the most impenetrable fortress ever that he had built, type thing. And then he looked at it again, and it dawned on him. He goes, there was one single keyhole on the outside. All the other bars, locks, and doors were on the inside. Lord Vetnar, he goes, they're welcome to try and break through that door. He goes, it'll take a while. He goes, and he turned to look at her, and he goes, what must it be in that man's mind? Like a cold little machine of gears ticking along, taking into account his own downfall and preparing for it. Like, he had it all set up so if they ever pulled this one, he just, like, they'd throw him in the cell, he'd lock everything inside it.
That was slick, by the way.
That was very slick, yes. And he'd be perfectly comfortable. Like, stuff like this. Lord Vetnar is that person who is thinking ahead 10 steps and then just perfectly executes to make sure that it all plays out like how he wants in the end. He moves pawns around on the chessboard, if you will, and he's very, very good at it. And that kind of ruthlessness is what sometimes, as a quote from another book goes, I hated her as a friend and a coworker, but she has a lot of qualities I think I would like in a queen.
Yeah.
I've probably used that quote a lot, but like, yeah.
Alright, so where are we going now? We're making quite a bit of headway through these Metroids here.
Yep, yes you are.
Hi, Ty.
And it just, and that's the, like, if you will, the nuclear submarine test, as I was talking about earlier, like, the Avengers, like, pretty much past the part where they're compassionate enough not to use their power, wantonly, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But they fail the part, will they use it if necessary?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't pull the trigger entirely, like, and in some ways that's, in this case, ended up being almost as bad, or it ended up being worse than them using it, See,
I'm trying to figure out which trigger you're talking about, like destroying the Vision first, or
any of several options. Tony Stark could have used his little hand cannon and shot the idiot who woke up Thanos and they were yanking off the gauntlet.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, he might be a cool character, but I would have put a bullet through his brain, and I might have cried a little bit at the funeral and sent flowers, but like,
yeah, that part was hard to watch.
Yeah, no, like moments like that. There were several moments. Those like three come to mind.
Yeah, Thor, and Star-Lord, and Captain America not being willing to kill Vision.
And I think if I went back to the movie with a fine-tooth comb, I could find a couple more where they could have like preempted.
Well, I'm having a hard time thinking of any.
Let me think here.
There wasn't really any way to.
Like the one of the dumber decisions was just playing Gamora. She should have been
running to the far side of the galaxy.
Yeah, there's that.
Like, you know, and you know, that's a really hard decision there. Like that gets really twisted, and that was a mess, an absolute just travesty. Like, there were so many places where, like, so, you know, and you know, and it's one of those things where you needed someone like, and that was what made Thanos so effective. Twisted and everything, but effective, is that he was willing to make those hard choices.
Yeah.
And that's why he won. Like, to put it very bluntly, you know, and you know, and it is just, you know, you can't, you know, and
Well, that was an awesome jump.
that was a very awesome jump, Jeff. Holy cow! But yeah, no, like, again, it's not pretty, but the situation they were in was not pretty either, and you know, and
Oh boy. You know, I swear, as we probe further and further into SR388, the life down here just gets more twisted and creepy.
I mean, I think that's intentional.
Well, yeah, of
But
course,
this is
but...
game design wise.
Ooh.
I mean, it's practically de rigueur for this type of game.
Sorry?
De rigueur means, right?
No, I don't.
Required would be the best translation. For thumbnail, there's a lot more behind it. But in essence,
How much damage are these guys dishing out?
like, it's expected, it's required that this is the pattern that it follows, because it makes a kind of, how you say, twisted logic.
Okay.
I mean, just think about on Earth. You get down to those vents deep under the ocean and everything looks very, very bizarre and creepy to us,
Oh, yeah.
because you're so far from,
Whoa.
like, what we consider the norm, if you will. Like,
Whoa.
the conditions that life
Again,
exists
that
in.
jump, dude.
The conditions that life exists in down here are so radically different from the norm to which we ascribe.
Actually, I wonder if this is a save point down here.
Yeah, let's check that before. Uh-oh.
Doesn't look like it.
This facility is operating on an emergency power supply. Thermal readings indicate that there's at least one functional device located deep inside the building.
Well, let's go try and find it. Well, there's a save point at least.
Well, if that's the functional device, I'm happy.
Perfectly satisfied.
I assume they mean an upgrade of some sort.
Probably. It might even be the power bombs.
Go back in.
Hmm?
Go back in.
Why?
There's got to be a secret entrance here to get to the facility, because it's supposed to be in the building. Unless there's like a lower entrance outside.
That's what I'm assuming, because...
Okay, go back outside. There's no. We got a lot to explore here. There's no reason to get caught
Well,
up.
let's go up first. Power bombs, so...
Your guess is looking more and more possible.
The power source being power bombs?
Yeah, the functioning device being whatever power bombs are. Oh, this could be tragic. Okay.
So now we have to make it through the facility with the powered down doors.
Up. You can go up here, can't you?
Question is, do I want to?
Wait, can you go through those doors?
No, since they're powered down, I can't. I have to restore power.
Oh, no.
Yep, power bomb here.
This looks like the reactor. Can you, like, jump? Is there a way to like lock the power bomb into the center of the reactor and spin, or lock your morph ball form into the reactor and spin? Okay, just checking.
Maybe we need to go down first.
Oh, nope, right there.
Yep. Well, okay then.
Yes.
Not exactly how I was thinking, but yeah.
What is that? Those look like enemies. This is all going to be a maze to get back through when you turn the power on. Ah, there's where you stick the morph ball. Check it over there for you. Never mind. The immense tower houses a weapons R&D facility. The robots patrolling within are combat drones equipped with weapon prototypes and advanced shield plating.
Oh boy.
They possess superior AI and are programmed to fire at any living target, keeping the tower sterilized of organic matter very efficiently. Proceed with caution.
I intend to.
Oh god, that...
I'm not sure if that's in the footage or... Hi. Ah,
My suggestion is don't fight them, run.
probably a good idea.
Advanced shielding, heavy weapons. I'm hearing a run! There it is. Don't go down. It'll go up if you can. Oh.
No, you can't.
Go down through this. Just stay at morph ball for him.
That's the idea. Now we can go through this door. Oh, this guy.
The unit performs 360-degree live fire tests of prototype weapons. Scans
boy.
indicate the exterior armor is resistant to beam weaponry, while the interior is further protected by an energy field that will repel solid projectiles. Auto repair systems in the cannons can mend all damage within seconds. Schematics reveal these systems were applied due to earlier models' cannons being exposed to exceedingly violent tests. Similar to your power suit, the unit's modular design allows for addition and removal of equipment.
I don't like the sound of that.
I hate that these things fight. So you need to missile the outside and then beam the inside.
That's what it sounds like.
If you... The real tragedy here is, why is this thing not wrecking the Metroids?
Oh, hey.
I think you can shoot those away from you.
Yeah, they're definitely. It's my bad for not seeing that earlier.
I remember this fight
Oh,
from last time. I also remember this attack. I don't remember how we got through it. Try shooting them with the wave beam too, I think, actually.
I'll try.
I don't know if it'll work, but
It's worth a shot at least.
you gotta miss it. This is a hard battle made much harder by the Wow, you are... Anywhere the purple is, you need to shoot it with the beam style. I think you want to strip off at least one more piece of armor though first. Ooh, super missile. 2 super missile. Oh! I'll give that a nope out of nope.
I also will give that a nope out of nope.
There you have it, folks. 2 nopes out of nope. It's turned into a bullet hell so quickly. I wonder how that sounds on stream.
Tyler's stuff.
The echoing, screaming voices. And
The noise gate should be enough to cancel that out.
Wait, it's not glowing anymore. Oh, because you have to go all the way back here. Okay. Someone's gassing it. Oh, you know how it is.
This is tough, dude.
Yeah, this is very difficult.
Okay. I like the boss, it's just very hard. There it is.
It does bring up it back to the previous discussion. Brings up the thing of, like I said, that's why Thanos won, but like in a way, like then you know better than Thanos. Like it becomes a point you need to bring up that, you know, you're becoming like what you are trying to defeat it. You know, and you know.
Alright, so we cannot get to the save point, I don't think. Not from here.
No, they wouldn't make it that easy.
No, I suppose they wouldn't, would they?
So that's the...
Keeping a little nope. Ouch. Wow, that did a lot of damage. Ouch, that did a lot of damage.
You need to take it a little slower here, timing this, because that was an entire energy tank you could have had to fight this guy.
Yeah, and a little bit more. Ouch. Well, that was very counterproductive.
Well, I think you're really good at moving moments. Oh, yes.
Oh, I didn't realize I could destroy the cannons with my beam weapons.
Yep. Once the armor's gone, that stuff's going to be not. So I think the cannons are going to be just because abs. Tell you right now, it's the lack of good position to fight this guy. It's really bad.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right about... not there. Certainly a bullet hell. Well,
That really just kind of pooped on everything.
oh, that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very hard fight there.
When does the dining room at Taco Bell close? Not that it matters.
I think 10 o'clock? It could be 11. Hey, Ty.
It doesn't matter. We go through traffic anyway.
What time does the Taco Bell dining room close?
We've had this discussion many times before, and I just can't remember it.
Yeah, me either.
Far right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, were you looking or were
No,
you?
I was just being dumb.
Okay. I realized after I said that you were probably just stalling while you talked to Ty, just hitting buttons.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Kumatora says, "Money, what do you do for honey?" Lyrics to some song, I'm sure. Welcome, Kumatora, to Volatile Upgrade. It's a song that I am not familiar with, so I'm sorry for that.
I could do Facade from Jekyll and Hyde. I bet I could do
Let's
the entire thing.
not.
Don't you want to hear my beautiful singing voice, Jeff?
Well, let's save that for another stream. Let's save it for the Just Dance stream where you can sing along with the songs.
Yes, but I won't know most of those songs.
No, I don't either.
Kumatoro says AC/DC song.
That'd explain why I don't know it.
Should have guessed. Kumatoro's our big AC/DC fan.
Indeed. Oh, I thought I had timed that right. There we go. It's a little bit better.
Half the damage as last time. It's definitely an improvement. Now this bugger. So yeah, just Kumatoro, just so you know, the yellow orange metal plates only take damage from missiles, and then the purpley insides only take damage from beams. So he's got to break the plates, and then shoot the inside with the beams, while this thing tries to kill him with a vast array of weapons.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard enough as it is. Like, apparently... Oh, right.
Right on the edge of that box.
I don't know if this is the way I'm supposed to do it or not.
It works, so not knocking it. Kumatoro, AC/DC best rock and roll band. With a bunch of extra symbols in there, right? I can't audibly interpret easily.
Oops.
Ooh, that was slick, Jeff.
Thanks. Oh. Ooh, that was actually flawless. Yeah. Again.
I've yet to see you get hit there.
Yeah. That was not quite as flawless, but still not bad. Jeez.
Kumatoro says Brian Johnson, Phil Hudd, Cliff Williams, Malcolm, and Angus Young. I almost said Angus Young. I can.
I think those missiles do a lot more damage than I thought.
Yeah, they definitely do. They do like 40 a pop.
Which is certainly a lot.
Because I saw that because the last one got clipped by one missile explosion and it did 40 damage. Roughly.
Nope.
Ball and corner, I think, would actually work here. Without taking any damage off.
Nuts. Didn't realize I was at super missiles there.
You can just shoot it again.
Oh. Oh my. I think during that attack I just need to be in his face and destroying the cannons as fast as I can. But
This one you need distance to track the missiles. It'd be great if he, like, I think the cannons have different emitter heads depending on what they're going to do, but they don't come out very long before he just does it. Oh, you just beat him. Okay.
Alright.
That's a moot point now.
Woo!
Oh. Hello. Oh, you just have to get past them and get into this.
See this.
Yeah. Now I should be able to pop up into this room through this and then...
Oh my gosh. Works for me. Oh, well, alright.
I'm just running. There we go.
Plasma beam. Alright.
Okay, now how is this the upgraded ability?
More damage, I think, and it pierces enemy defenses. So I can kill these things now.
Am I hearing Metroid Killer?
No, you're not.
You just live to take the wind out of my sails, don't you?
You could say that. But it does make a lot of different enemies easier to defeat now. Like these things, for instance.
That definitely shots.
And now I can actually do something about these. Although, I'm much more interested in going down and getting whatever collectible that is. There's a collectible somewhere in here.
Is that not it?
No. Yes, but there's one in this room, too. Although that might just be for the power bomb, or you might have to use the power bomb here. Which I do not have.
Well, kill everything first and then we'll discuss. Oluwadao says TNT.
Yep. TNT! Welcome to the stream, Ludo. Alright, so let's go outside.
I like the outside. It's big and open and scary.
I know. Oh, I know. Also, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you really are. I don't have very many words for this one,
Okay.
Just blow it up and you can head right out through there. Don't go out there. Just blow it up and go backwards. Follow the tube. Are you not listening?
No, not really.
You follow that tube out. Why did you bother doing all that?
I don't know.
Okay, just so we're all on the same page.
That's... I didn't remember that, but...
That's why.
Alright.
There's some... Oh, wait. We haven't been in there.
No, we have not. Let's see what's in here. Louis Dow says, living easy, living free, season ticket of... Oh, wanna ride? Highway to Hell. More lyrics to songs. Alright, so straight up, we're not very pop culturally inclined, at least in
I don't know if that's
perspective.
really pop culture, but okay.
We're not inclined with
pop culture from
Oh, jeez.
10 plus years ago or more.
Oh, nuts.
Actually, more than that. 20, 30 years maybe.
Oh, no.
Hector Kazarin.
Hey,
That's
Hector.
some kind of emoji. I can't quite.
I just screwed up big time.
Please tell me we don't have to.
No, we do. I know, I'm sorry. No, don't leave. Don't leave. How do you think I feel? I'm the one that has to play this.
I have to sit through the same boss fight again.
Yes, you do.
It was boring the first time. And
Not
that
for
was
me.
2 years ago, or a year ago, or whatever.
Kumatora says, sing I love rock and roll. I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll. Something, something, something. Dance with me. Ow!
It's not too bad. I
I don't know all the lyrics other than
I
that.
do like the sing I love rock and rock.
Oh boy.
If you didn't notice that. As the
I did
first
not
one.
notice that. I just glanced at the screen. So,
10 points for typos.
what am I doing?
You can't kill it yet, Jeff.
Oh, I could. It would just take more shots.
What kind of twisted madman? There are different timings. Each one has a different hold time.
Yeah.
I was counting that time. Just go die.
Agreed.
And of course, he's right in your face.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, the emitter heads on the cannons are definitely different. Each one.
Okay.
I think that's the missiles, yeah. The problem is we don't see them off beforehand often enough because we're trying to deal with the crap from the last stuff. And there's like no, like it doesn't stick them out before it fires. That's the
Yeah, the bullet hole.
the spray, yeah. Just kind of look at the color of the emitters and that kind of.
Yeah, I think that's the tell.
They are different pattern too, missiles.
That was surprisingly good. Thanks.
Missiles. They're very similar. I think it's mostly color, but there is a little bit difference in each design. At least to my eye, but it's really hard to tell what's missiles again. Like there's no wait time before it fires. That's the actual help. That one definitely has a distinct emitter. It has like this weird bubbly thing going along the top.
I had a feeling that was going to be missiles.
It seems to alternate beams, missiles, beams, missiles, beams, missiles. That is
Purple,
the...
yep.
Yep. See, you can identify them as fast as I can try it. Missiles. Yellow. We all know what yellow is.
Yep. We do indeed, my friend. We do indeed.
Missiles. Oh, blue. We haven't seen that one in a while.
No, we have not. Okay.
This one sucks because now you have to try and point defense the missiles while you can't move from the leftover blue shit. Really doesn't like you.
Not really. That was surprisingly effective. Break time. Oh,
No one can ever blame us for having inefficient use of resources, that's for sure.
ouch. Not you, Jeff.
Maybe you can sneak through it down here.
Almost.
Not too bad. It doesn't do as much damage when it's like 25 a shot. This goes like 40 on the missile and everything else. Oh, you got a hole. Good timing there, Jeff. Sure. Come on, die already. You can't have much more health. Oh, it's the end of you.
Oh, come on.
That's Bulletstorm. Oh, it only does 40 exactly. Wait, you didn't drop anything.
No, it did not. Oh. Ah.
You need to...
This is so ridiculous. Oh.
How many times did you shoot him there at the end and he didn't die?
I don't know. Dang, dude. Whoa. Hey, we're ending the stream just like the last one. On a ridiculously hard boss fight.
I thought we were going to end the stream by finishing up this abandoned facility.
We're gonna try, but like it's 9:30 now, so I don't really know.
Well, if it takes another dozen tries, then yeah, it probably will be 10 o'clock. What makes it worse is that it,
What makes it worse is
what makes it worse is, like, you get a ton of health back and stuff, so, like, it's not like a quick boss where it's just, like, you're racing against your health bar, like, you're restoring it all the time, so, it, like, you just endure forever. See how much longer that one holds?
holds for a very long time.
It's little touches like that that let you know that the game developer really does hate you.
How many times over would I have beaten this thing if it wasn't on hard mode?
That, by the way, that's what we call an actor trap.
An actor trap?
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid I don't
Not
understand.
this. The lasers, the electrical beam things from the previous room.
Well, that didn't go very well.
So, do you know that how humans can be very inherently lazy?
Yes. I know this from experience. Go on.
No. When you're walking up a flight of stairs, eventually you get it so that if the stairs, I think it's like no, it's less than that. It's like they're like 3 if a stair is 3, if like the height of one step is like 3 millimeters greater than like the previous couple, you'll trip.
Huh.
As you're picking your foot up just enough.
Interesting.
So if your steps vary in height by just a little teeny amount, it's very likely to trip someone up, especially if they're not paying attention to it. Hence the name actor trap. And you see, when you were doing those lasers, you timed the first one and assumed that you had the timing for the whole set.
Yeah.
When they're all different, and so it's an actor trap. So you just kind of tried to set yourself on autopilot so you could concentrate on acting, and you slammed right into it. But no, like literally, like the guy who was talking about this, like there was a like someone did an experiment where there was like the library steps at the school, and they went in and they were really worn down. He went in, and one night he very carefully poured like a new layer of quick cement and smoothed it out and painted it up and raised the level of that last step just a little bit without making it look too different. And then he stood there and watched. It was like 70-80% of people tripped on that last step, like stumbled over it.
That's hilarious.
Because it was like, it was like one of those like older neoclassical buildings, it's got like 5-6 steps or more. I didn't remember the exact number, 7 steps. The stone concrete steps leading up to the actual front door. And he did the last one, so by the time you actually got there, you had it set like, I'm only going to pick up my foot this amount.
That's a lot of missiles, alright.
So I thought you'd find that amusing. That's what we call an actor trap.
That is amusing.
So yeah, it's one of the things we look for when like the stairs that we build, or if we're building steps or anything like that. We pay very careful attention and make sure that they are very, very even. And try to. It's weird stuff like that you have to pay attention to, because actors aren't paying attention to it when they're on stage doing something. But it refers to any time that you're just... I refer to it as an actor trap because that's the type of thing we pay attention to when we're building sets and stuff in the theater. But, it applies in more than that. Like, any time where you're, getting in the rhythm or something, or settling into a pattern, and then you disrupt that pattern without, like, warning or any sort of alert. You can actor trap somebody. You can trip them up, and that's what I classify that as an actor trap. Like it makes you want to set a pattern, but there is no pattern. It's amazing. It's insane how little you have to change the height of that last stair to get like everybody to turn.
It's kind of awesome, actually.
It's amazing how precise the human body's like reflex firing. Like your body knows to pick up its foot just this
Got him.
much.
There we go.
That's why, and coming from that, that's why it's so much harder to walk across, like in hiking boots, across uneven terrain than it is across blacktop or, you know, a smooth walking surface.
Yeah, you don't have to think about it as much.
Well, it's not a matter of thinking about it. Well, it is. There is a concentration thing involved. I'll get, yes. Yes, there is definitely a concentration thing involved.
Plasma beam, hooray.
Yay! There's definitely a concentration thing involved with it, but it's also a matter of like over time. You know, if you're on a perfectly flat surface, you would automatically pick up your feet the minimum amount, and like, you know, picking your foot up, you know, a few inches more, or you know, another inch or two every time you step. Added up over, like, you know, 15 minutes or an hour, how much more energy are you expending to lift it that much? You know, like how much it takes just more energy. It's less efficient.
Mm-hmm.
And like you wouldn't think of that in terms of efficiency, but you know.
All right, we never have to fight that guy again.
Yay! But you know what I mean, like a couple hundred steps. You know that. You know, a small efficiency starts adding up.
Oh, nuts.
Thank you, Variasuit, and 6 energy tanks.
Yeah, that helps too.
But yeah.
Alright, which way do we go now? We've got a lot of choices. But one of them is not in the tower.
Metroid.
Oh no.
What is that? Those insta-death spikes?
No, they're not insta-death.
They do a lot of damage, though. Oh, 35, I believe. Wow.
Oh!
I will take no thank you for 500, Alex.
Yep.
Hello, super missiles, my
Right.
old friend.
I know. Oh, there! I had to beat that as quickly as possible because he was destroying the terrain.
What are you doing?
Give me a moment. I want to see if this will
Ceiling.
work. It did not.
$36.
Well, I'm going to the save point.
This was a nice number. Inside joke. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Thank you. I'm going to be here for another 20 minutes until Jeff wraps us up.
At least.
Oh, good. Those are the words I wanted.
Ouch. Yeah, let's just keep going up, I guess. Ouch. How much damage does those guys do?
I'm going to go with 200. I'm going to go with too much for 200, Alex.
I am inclined to agree with you. Can you imagine what we would have to do at this part without the...
That looks like a boss.
It's not a boss, it's a statue.
Yes, last statue is a boss.
That's a good point. They're holding up the world. The Chozo.
Yes, how very Atlas and friend.
Oh, alright.
Hello.
And now I remember why I hate this game.
Well, at least they were nice enough to point it out on the map. I'll take note for 3,000. It's Final Jeopardy time. I'm so glad we had the plasma beam now. Whoa. That was awesome. I did that on accident and it ended up actually being really good.
I have a distinct feeling you're about to die.
You're probably right.
Fuck you too.
Two
I
can
was
look at
talking
that
to
guy.
I was talking to the game, not you.
No, I know. I don't trust the floor here.
Smart move.
I thought so. I'm going out of my way to not touch the floor. The floor is lava, guys.
Isn't that the name of a game?
Yeah. Because I'm extra paranoid.
You should be. That right there proved it. If you had dropped down, you would have went right through.
Yeah. Am I just on loop right now?
Yeah.
Dang.
Loopy loop.
Oh boy. So I want that energy tank. Can I get to it?
There's a vague assumption of yes. It's moving into a very good assumption of yes.
Yay! Well, why don't we go to the save point quick just to make sure we don't lose that progress?
Yeah, I know, right?
But like I said before, at least the game is nice enough to point it out on the map that there's a collectible here. It's not like a given where it is because, well, the map itself is quite vague.
But at least it tells you should be looking.
Yes, and I just screwed up.
Oh, by the way, I was watching. I heard like the most. What is the? There's a name. It's a logical fallacy, and I just can't remember the name of it.
Okay.
Anyway, so it was. How can I? Let's see if I gotta get both parts of it right for it to make sense. So just give me a second here. So it was a joke. The one guy.
Oh hey.
The one guy told, and it was. I believe this is some sorted food. So just to give them credit for. Well, I'm sure someone else had told before. But the first one goes. He goes, laughter is medicine. Medicine is a science. Therefore, laughter is a science.
Okay.
Because, well, of course, that's a logical fallacy, as you know. But then, the best part was the guy who does the dad jokes responds with, he goes, I can walk on cucumbers. Cucumbers are 96% water. Therefore, I am 96% Jesus.
Oh. Oh dear. Oh my. Man, those Gamma Metroids can be very, very hard.
Yes, they can. Not gonna say anything about that set of jokes.
I don't think I need to. Let my silence be the statement.
Ty, did you hear that?
He did not.
I'll tell him later.
I think he's probably on a ranked climb and he's tired of playing with people, so he decided to put on his music or something.
Now let's be honest here, Jeff. With Tyler, it's not so much a ranked climb.
Oh, here we go.
If we're feeling
Here it is.
The
Zeta Metroids.
Wouldn't it be Omega Metroid?
Yeah, you're right. No, I'm
call
right.
it Zeta. Zeta's not a...
And Omega is the last one.
Oh, okay.
After a substantial transformation of its body, the Metroid's power and defense is
Oh, I
greatly
thought this
improved.
was the last one. Sorry.
No. Though the Zeta Metroid can no longer fly due to its immense weight, its new legs are strong enough to carry it and perform great bursts of speed. The arms can deliver powerful strikes, and its mouth glands can spray a highly corrosive substance. Its two prior forms were akin to a pupil phase. Discarding the Gamma Metroid's exoskeleton marked the beginning of its adulthood. Good.
So they're like raptors? Wait, what's the Omega one look like?
Just basically a T-Rex version of this one.
And then and there's like a spawner or something, the mother or whatever?
The queen, yeah.
And what does she look like again? Didn't she look like a big blob, basically?
No, that was Mother Brain.
How do you even just build this thing?
Ouch. Man. Very carefully. Which I'm not doing a great job of that right now. Ouch. Like with its defenses there, I just have to brute force it.
Good thing you've got like a bazillion missiles.
I wonder if bombs would do anything.
Is this really the time to try?
No.
Holy damage!
That was a lot. Good thing we had saved. Alright, let's try that again.
As I was saying about Tyler, with him, let's be honest, if we're generous, we call it a ranked plateau, but more like a ranked free fall.
Yeah, well, he was in the series, but then he lost. He's probably trying to get back into his series
To be
now.
honest, it'd be more like a ranked plateau. He really cannot get out of Gold 5.
Well, there's worse things to be than Gold 5.
Most definitely.
I mean, I didn't even get a rank for the season.
I got Silver 5. I played like 10 games, then I was done.
I can appreciate that sentiment. I'm going back to the save point. Besides, I got a missile tank. That's enough reason for me to go to the save point, right? Excuse me.
The sad part is I'm going to say yes in absolute seriousness.
There we go. There we go.
You don't have to fight this one, Jeff.
No, we
Just
actually
leave it.
do. We have to fight all of them, Adam. Every single one.
They're just so different from what I expect Metroids to look like.
I hear you there. Well, that's not good.
Is that his defense? I can't tell if he's just attacking and you just...
That's definitely his defense. It's a reaction.
I'm starting to believe it really is a reaction.
No, it is. Like, I guarantee it is. Because his attacks lash out like that.
Yes, but if you're hitting just as the attack fires...
No, if I did that, it would keep going.
No, because your missiles intercept those blades.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
I tried it, but it didn't work. Those blades, those are a reaction to me shooting missiles. And then a separate attack is the one where he flings out those energy beam things. And I can't stop those.
Then it shouldn't have the same cast animation, because they do.
They do. I think the timing is a little different. Yeah, like... Alright. That's a strategy I'm gonna try.
What?
Shooting with a couple of regular missiles, then trying to get through the defense with a super missile. And that worked 1 out of 3 times. There's just no good way of doing this, is there? Ouch.
I think you just need to, whenever you can, turn and fire as dense a shot of missiles as you can. I'd run if I were you. You're almost dead.
I mean, there's no point, like... All I would do is run back to the save point. This will be a quicker way of getting back there. There's just no good way of doing that, is there? I think patches in patches to the updates to the game rather made these fights a little easier, because honestly this is ridiculous, but I don't have those updates, so yeah, I'm dealing with the OG AM2R Zeta Metroids. There's a lot of acronyms just now. Yep, he blocked all 3 of my super missiles.
You know, I'm generally pretty much a live and let live person, but at this point, why didn't the Federation or whoever sent Samus just send in a fleet and glass the planet?
They probably should have. Like,
Crack that sucker like a Scotch egg and just get rid of these things.
that would have been good. There's just no good way of doing this, to be
You
honest.
just can't get damage through to him. He's knocking down your only method to damage him. And those do so much damage.
They do.
It's like an entire E-tank a hit.
Maybe I have to be a sufficient distance away to get... No.
I think it has to do with the rate of fire. Like, if you fire them really fast, you can't block them all.
At least you can't fly. Yeah, see, the missiles don't do anything to those.
I noticed in the last fight that they just knocked the missiles right out of the air.
Yeah.
Without stopping them. It just looks like they should stop them because they use the exact, they use pretty much the exact same damn animation.
Now I literally have nothing that I can fight this guy with.
You can see if those hurt him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that was unfortunate timing.
I don't think you can fight him yet. You're missing some critical component of that fight.
I don't know.
You literally don't have enough missiles to kill him. You cannot saturate his point defense with the number of missiles you have.
There might just be something we're missing in this fight. Like, maybe if I'm a certain distance away, his blocking...
Can you dodge roll underneath him?
Oh, we can try that.
I would normally not recommend something so stupid, but that was how you're supposed to beat the last fight, so...
Yep. So I'm gonna attempt to just pepper him lightly with some missiles here. Try and figure out if there's a way to get around those defenses. And then if I figure out a way...
I mean, I will say when he's charging up his charge, he does not stop the missiles.
Yeah.
Like right there, you can get one, maybe two into him for free.
It's like he's blocking every other one or something. I mean, that part's probably just coincidence.
No, he's blocking every other one precisely.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. For a while there, he was. You had some sort of coincidence set up where you used blocking every other one.
I was expecting him to turn around just now.
Your timing is almost done. You want to try the dodge rolling thing? I don't think
I
it
did.
worked. Oh, it didn't.
Nope.
Well, before you're completely out of health, try bombs, I suppose. Nope. Okay, it's got to be missiles. We don't have enough.
Well, honestly, we're doing pretty good on the missile part right now. Part of it was before I was just like trying to rapid fire missiles, which got some damage through. But not enough, I don't think.
Well, I think what this is proving right now is that rapid firing missiles doesn't get any more through than just slowly peppering him with them.
Yeah.
And I think your ability to dodge is better when you're just letting off one whenever it's possible.
Yep, so we're gonna try this fight one or two more times and then we'll call it a night.
Yeah, I legit don't see any, like, it's literally an ammunition concern. When you just don't have, it's like the Korean War, when you just don't have enough bullets to kill them all.
Alright, here we go. If I'm a ways away from him too, like he seems to just... Oh, man. He seems to just basically fire right when I shoot. So, if I'm far enough away, at least these missiles will get through, but the super missile's animation time is a lot faster, so that won't work.
Like right now, I'd swear to you it's every other one, and then you have something like that.
Yeah. I need to get better at that part. Oh, really?
What we've proven is he blocks more than 50% of the missiles, and he takes upwards of like 40 to kill.
Oh. Meanwhile, I'll take like 10 shots to kill.
Mm-hmm.
If that, honestly. That block is also an attack, by the way.
You can't touch him physically, so yeah, of course it is.
It's exactly what Go No Sen means. Offense is defense. Although I wonder what the direct translation of that is. Gono-san.
You are our Japanese expert. I am not.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And the spacing of those.
some sort of possessive phrase. Like, goes something. And whatever go means in this case. Not 5. It's something else.
No, I couldn't have fathomed. Like, I don't see how you're supposed to beat this thing. I'm literally...
We're gonna give it one more go, and then we'll call it a night.
Like, I'm...
As much as I'd like to end the stream on a triumphant note, this is proving to be very hard. Let me try this. I don't know if that hit him or not. And he was off the screen, so there really isn't a way of knowing. Ooh, that was a good one. The funny thing is, like, he knows that he doesn't need to block my beam weapons. Or does he? Yeah, he knows that. He knows I don't do any damage to him with the beam weapons. Oh.
So what I think we're coming to here is that you clearly need to get the super missiles into him. Because that's the only way you have enough ammo, like enough damage to like kill him.
I also wish there was some sort of damage indicator. Like in the 3DS remake of this game, they would start turning more red once you got them to a certain amount of health. And yeah, I know that's very game tropey and this is more realistic, but it certainly would help in this case to let me know if I even have a chance. Because right now that's very much an unknown.
What do you mean game tropey? Things tend to bleed when they're hurt. You tend to bruise. Here, let me punch your face a couple of times. Let me see if we can tell if you're hurt.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, that's definitely something a lot of games do. And
yes, I mean, a health bar would be very game tropey, but like a little bit of damage indication after he's eaten 20 missiles to the face? Is that too much to ask?
yeah, I guess not.
Let me tell you something. I can bring up some pictures of places and people that have eaten several missiles. I think we'll be able to see some damage indication. Not 100% sure now, but that crater seems to be winning my case pretty well for me right now.
Or at least, like, show some damage on the underbelly or something.
Yeah, like...
Got him.
Oh, you did it. Holy shit, Jeff.
Let's get to that save point.
Yes. Holy poo-poo.
That was nuts.
You did it. 24 missiles left. And how many supers hit that time?
I think maybe one. Unless that was the previous try. In that case, if that's the case, then I hit 0 super missiles. But I'm more inclined to say I hit 1.
I think you kind of had to have.
Alright, well, you know, that's the triumphant end I was looking for. So hey,
Yeah.
that's it for this episode, guys. If you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Be sure to hit that bell icon so you can be notified next time we start streaming.
Which will be on Wednesday, by the way. We won't be streaming on Memorial Day.
Ah, yes.
So our next stream is Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Part 3 of AM2R. And tune in the following Monday for Part 4 of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze on the Wii U.
Both of those will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yes. So thanks again for tuning in, guys. See you next time.
Bye-bye.